This is the video review for Transformers Robots in Disguise. And I don't mean Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise, I mean Transformers Robots in Disguise Grimlock. Grimlock is a member of the build team, and he forms, well, he can form a leg, but we don't like to talk about that. He forms the arms of Landfill or Build King, depends on which name you like, the American or Japanese name. And I'm going to say up front, this figure has a lot of technical problems, but he is probably my favorite of the bunch just because he does a lot more than any of the other figures, and he is very clever. I love his transformation, and I love the way he looks. Now, he has a very nice steam shovel mode. It rolls decently, has lots of nice detail on it, and has a fair amount of posability. Rotate here, rotates here, and rotates here. Now, yes, it does it is loud when it rotates around, but the overall vehicle mode is very nice and very well executed. It is the best vehicle mode of all of these guys. To transform this guy, well, unfortunately it does involve parts forming, but it's nowhere near as offensive as Hightowers. Basically, you're taking this off so he doesn't have a penis in robot mode. So you take that off. And one thing that makes it not as offensive is, even if I didn't have this, I wouldn't mind this as a vehicle mode. This, as a vehicle without the crane or the claw, while it isn't preferred, I could live with it. That's one of the reasons why I don't mind the parts forming as much. Now, to transform this guy, you rotate this around so that this bit here is under the rotating bit. And then you pull this back. And then you rotate these bits together. And this is one of the technical problems of the figure. The hips don't lock in together. They just friction into place, which is extremely unfortunate because it means that, well, the way these things work, they end up looking kind of like a diaper, which is unfortunate because the rest of the figure looks really good. And they'll always sort of be kind of at an angle like this. You can diminish that, but it's very hard to get rid of the problem altogether. Like, that's as close as I've ever been able to get. And then collapse them together, and that'll give you the pelvis. And then what you need to do is pull the legs down like this, rotate them forward, split the feet, pull down the toes, and bada bing, we have the legs done. Now, to focus on the upper body, you'll open these panels, and you'll then fold the head back, which will lock this whole thing into place. And then you'll fold these up, pull out his claws, and then rotate these back, which will further secure this rotating bit to this torso bit. And then you are left with a very nice looking robot who has some problems standing because of the way his feet are formed. Now, this claw right here, I typically plug that into his back right here and take it as far forward as possible so it won't affect his balance. Because he doesn't really have any heel, and you can play with these feet, but they're never going to work quite right. The reason why is because these feet also have to double as the hands, or rather the adapter that allows the hands to attach. So let's see, yeah, he's pretty tall. Let's change my lighting, and there you go. This is Grimlock in robot mode, and I really like the way he looks. And I'm sure he's about to topple over, and he'll topple over throughout the video review. That's just the nature of the figure. I don't like it. I wish his feet were better. And I'm not going to pretend he doesn't have a lot of flaws. Like, well, I'll get into his flaws in a bit, but he has quite a few flaws. But I really like this figure. He is my favorite of this set because he has a great vehicle mode, and a great transformation, and a good-looking robot mode, and he performs a really good service in the guest stop mode by forming really nice arms. So, for posability, you can rotate this guy's head 360. You could even make it look down if you wanted, but that would look very weird. The arms rotate back and forth along this joint, ball joint here, and then a hinge here, and then you have a hinge on the claw here. And then over here you have the same basic articulation, except the claw goes down this time. And then for the legs, they go forward, and they go forward at a bit of an angle. Forward, back, not really out, bend at the knee, rotate at the knee, well, above the knee, it's a ball joint. And then you can move the foot here and the heels. Although it's hard to get a stable configuration out of the legs, out of the feet, because if you have them straight like this, the feet will bump into each other. And if you have them down like this, well, they'll move a lot more, but they'll push them forward a little bit, which makes them stand easier. There's no easy solution for the feet, which is unfortunate, because if he could just stand more reliably, he would have flaws, but he would be basically perfect. Now, transform this guy into the arm mode is very, how should I say, it's very complicated. There's no one way to do it, but basically what you're doing is you have the head here, you'll plug the claw into the head, assuming you're not wanting to use the claw as a weapon for the guy, which I don't recommend, because having two of Heavy Load's claws make the best hands for this guy. Rotate these around and just get all of this stuff out of the way as much as you can. These arm bits, just put them together like this. And these will just stay where they are, kinda. And then what you would do with the legs is you will bring them out to the side. Then you will take this, fold it down, and this is where the here and here where the two legs will attach. And then there's a groove bit in here, and this is where the final piece, I can't remember his name, a wedge. This is where wedge, or his Japanese name, build boy, will connect. And all three of these guys have this basic kind of connector that go together. And then wedge/build boy will also peg over this. And then with these arms, just kind of do whatever you can with these, because they have all of these joints, and these joints are meant to give the arm a lot of articulation. The problem is that sometimes it looks messy, and sometimes it makes the shoulders hang really low. And let's see. You have, basically this is what the arms look like. And I know it looks bad, but once you have the entire figure put together, and you have the Heavy Load claws attached to the hands here, he does look really nice. Thank you for watching.